What's up guys, Nightingale here, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about Goddess of Victory, Nikke. Now, I decided to make a small little series, and I mean, this is going to be very short, because we've been getting a lot of players coming in on stream, due to the near collab, and everybody's been asking, is this game worth playing? It's September 2023, the game's been out a while. Is it too late? You know, a lot of these questions. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, you should play it. For the plot. Seriously. So, we're going to answer a couple questions. And while we're talking, there'll probably be some stuff playing around. So if I disappear, don't worry, you don't want to see this anyway. There's other things you're going to want to focus in on. So get your goggles on, and I mean your binoculars. You're going to want to see this in ultra high definition. So, what is Goddess of Victory, Nikke? First off, you need to understand that this is an anime sci-fi RPG shooting game. Now, that doesn't mean we get to run around with a bunch of guns and shoot stuff. It means we get to sit and watch the show. So, it is a fantastic game with some actually really surprisingly good gameplay. And, quite fun overall to play. I've been playing this since launch of last year. And I took a little break just because I kind of got burned out on it, and also I didn't quite understand the game like I do now, and I'm quite thankful I stuck with it. It's turned out to be one of my current favorites to play on stream. Next up, the big thing that you need to understand when going into this is an idle game, meaning this is not a game you're going to sit here and be able to slam through progression, beat all the stories in your first few weeks, and claim you've done all the content. That's just not possible here. Unless you have the wallets of Bill Gates or any of these super billionaires, you aren't getting anywhere near beating this in your first few weeks. Now, there's a lot of stuff that is going to be time-gated for the brand new player, not by an in-game clock, but by your progression clock. As go with all idols games, though, it is relatively easy to get into. It just takes time. Now, a lot of people have been asking, is it too late? Because they understand what it is, and now they want to play. They're willing to take the risk. Maybe this is your first idle game. Don't worry, there's many out there. Follows a lot of the basic same situations and what would be the word? Practices that most of the idle games follow. So it won't be that hard for you to get adapted to. But is it too late? Absolutely not. Actually, if anything, right now is the perfect time to join. Why? Because there is 8 days left as of September 18th, 2023. There is 8 days left in the near collab. Meaning you have access to polling one of two very, very good units that have been brought into the game. Now, I will admit that on stream, during the release, it looked a little sketchy on paper, but turns out as we got in there and started playing with them, they're really actually very good. Then, the next big chunk of information you want to know is as of today, the 18th, it is 47 days till the first anniversary of Nikke. Why is this important? Is because, let's put it this way. The 6-month anniversary was absolutely one of the most incredible things I have ever seen for a mobile game anniversary. Yes, I did not stutter. The 6-month anniversary was one of the best things I've seen. And let me be real, my standards are pretty darn high. The Overzone side story, hands down, was one of the coolest side stories I have seen brought to a mobile game. This isn't me being paid to say this. This is my personal opinion. And I'm serious. It was awesome. It gave a lot of insight into the backstory of Nikke. And it was just so well done. I am thrilled to see what they're going to do for the 1-year anniversary. Now, why is this important? Is because the 1-year anniversary is going to be a very large event. So this gives you 47 days to collect resources. Now, why is that important for a new player? That's going to be a lot of summoning currency you can earn between now and then. Those are summoning tickets you can earn between now and then. You don't have to be pulling on a lot of things right now, but you can start doing the content and saving up and building your unit pool. Sure, there's going to be some things you're going to want to summon a little bit on, but right now, if you're starting, you should really be holding on to just about everything that isn't what would be the word, that isn't exclusive to the new banner unit, so the advanced summoning tickets and your crystals, you'll want to be hanging on to those for the anniversary banner, or if you're going after A2 or 2B, you'll probably be spending everything right in the beginning trying to get them. 1 year anniversary will be probably a 3-week event and an incredible side story, maybe 4 weeks. I'm not actually sure what they're going to do there. I can't remember what Overzone was. It was 3 weeks, I believe. It's been a while, and I've been really busy, and my brain's kind of hurting. So it was around there, but it'll still be a very long event and really awesome. Now, on top of that, they do some really awesome side stories. The summer side stories, and especially this last one, was top-notch. So I know going into Anniversary, you guys are going to love it if this is your first time playing. Now, why play Nikke? So the longevity of it is actually quite incredible. I've been playing now for, let's just say, 10 months, roughly. 10 months. No, actually, no, it'd be 8, because I took basically 2 months off. We are approaching the 1 year anniversary, and it's quite incredible of what they've added to the game since I started playing. The amount of content you've been given, what you can do, and really just something to do daily in this game is quite impressive for me because it keeps me coming back, and especially now the more I'm invested into it. So, the longevity of it. A great way to get into a game is knowing that it's got a long future, and I promise you, the next point is the reason why. I joke about a lot of things. I will admit that there are great stories out there, but I'm not joking when I mean that this story is hands down the best mobile game story I have seen. And that is me saying that over Epic 7's, and I read Epic 7's and it was awesome. And this absolutely blows it away. And why does it blow it away? Not only is the story actually amazing, the character development is incredible, the animations that you see along the way are phenomenal, it's voice acted in several languages. I know I've heard Japanese, I know I've heard Korean, and I'm pretty sure I've heard the English voices is what I play on. That's awesome. The fact that the game is going to that level of detail for the main story really sends something home for me. And on top of that, the story being amazing is top-notch. But there is one downside that does irk me, but I hope they drive into this more, is they need to go and put that same effort into their side stories. Yes, side stories run typically every 2 weeks, so I get that it's a little hard for production, but it's not that much more effort in the longevity, especially if you can get a buffer on these, and you're starting to work on content 6 months out. You can get, if they started today, the 6-month content from now, where they start voicing side stories completely then, would be phenomenal. But at least they've gone the extra mile, and those side stories that I told you about that were phenomenal were voice acted too. So they will put in the extra detail, and I cannot wait to see what the side story is going to be about for 1 year anniversary. Now, let's be real. There's one reason why we really play this game. It's for the plot. Yeah. I'm sure right now you're getting barraged with a whole lot of thickness and reasons of why to play this game. If those don't convince you, you're probably playing the wrong game. Because the horniness is over 9,000. Yeah, it's that type of game. To be fair, one of the other huge points of this that's actually really cool is the music's actually smashing. Like, they've got some great backing tracks to this game, and to me, that helps make things cooler because you're listening to some pretty cool songs along your story progression inside the stages, events. The music is awesome. And when you go inside the game and be able to mess around with stuff, they've done a great job with the soundtrack of Goddess of Victory, Nikke. So I know that's a big deal to some people. And for me, being, in the music business, I take note of that and I applaud somebody who has a great soundtrack. There's nothing more boring when you hear an absolutely garbage soundtrack and it sounds like a 5-year-old on a keyboard playing. But in this case, no. You will definitely be enjoying the music here. Did I mention the plot? Like, the plot is quite thick in this. It's very, very, very thick. Yeah. You get what I'm picking? You picking up what I'm throwing down here? It's yeah. Though that's real. That's from inside the game. It's all been seen inside the game. All for you. So, now that I might have your attention, or at least I've got the attention of something else, and you want to know how to play, well, you got two ways to play, unfortunately. One, your mobile device. If you've got an older phone, get ready to have a heated brick. It's going to be phenomenal. If you have access to a PC, congratulations, there's a PC client. I regret to inform you that not too long ago, they just cracked down on emulators, and they are now hard banned on the game. I even tried today on stream. I could not get one to work. They literally can detect that it's an emulator, and it's very sad because that's going to ruin a question later on, and I'm sorry. You can blame the people who were hardcore cheating in the game for ruining such a great thing. The sad thing is, this was even hard promoted on LG Player, or LD Player back in the day. When this released, this was hard promoted on that. Like, sponsored almost by. And here we are today, PC Client is the only way you can play it. So yeah, unfortunately, PC Client, for those who want to play on the PC, or emulator. Now, the next question that we normally get asked after that, now that you've decided you want to play, should you re-roll? I'm going to tell you the honest answer, and I hate to say this, it depends. Reason being is because re-rolling has gotten a lot worse since when I played. When I played, we could at least delete the game data and start over and just have to re-download the innards of the game. I wouldn't have to download the full game, but a good chunk of it. I re-rolled at the time with 6 emulators being able to play the game. I spent 2 days trying to get my Scarlet because day one they had a lot of problems. And one of them, I got hard locked out of a download loop of one of my Scarlet accounts, so I had to do it again. That patch didn't come through till about a week and a half later, and I wanted to play the game. So I re-rolled again. So it took me about 150 re-rolls to get it. That's just my bad luck. People got that character way before I did. Why I say that also depends is your dedication to the game. Are you interested that much in guaranteeing you start with an specific set of units? I will tell you, it is possible. It is up to you. Do you have the dedication and time to sit down and do this? Because unfortunately, you can't multi-box without virtual machining. And that's an unfortunate thing. So, I'm going to say it depends. Because honestly, in the long term of the game, you are going to get probably most all the units at some point in time. Now, yes, some units will make your life so much better. And you can get a few of those in the beginning. Or you just start playing the game if you get something decent and you let the game naturally give it to you. Because here's the thing. You get a new unit brought to you every 2 weeks in the game, regardless of what's going on around you. So that means every 2 weeks, some new unit is being released. That means every 2 weeks, there's a chance that the next new insanely overpowered thing gets released. Now, currently, we've already got a lot of overpowered that takes up a lot of slots, so you got some good odds of finding some good units along the way. Now, I should go ahead and point out here that, yes, teams are important, and not specific units so much, but yes, the units do matter as well here. The last big question that new players always ask is this free-to-play friendly? First off, if you have to ask, you probably shouldn't be playing. No, I'm kidding. It is technically free-to-play friendly, but let's be real. It is a mobile gacha game. Do know that the people who spend will beat you regardless. I don't know why y'all ask. I don't. I get it. You know, you don't want to go into something super filthy, cringy, expensive, but let's put it this way. They do a good job with their currency systems. That was something I misunderstood in the beginning because I didn't quite grasp how it worked, which is one thing that turned me off in the beginning. But now that I look back and I see how it works, if you're the player who doesn't just have to pull everything. And let me just go ahead and say now, you're in a world of crap if you try to pull everything here. You're not going to have the currency without opening up your wallet deeply. Okay? It takes a while to be able to pity a unit, and especially if you're chipping them away and having to use your tickets all the time to get a unit, you're not going to be in for a good time. Now, you summon wisely, it'll pay off in the long run, because the one thing I didn't understand was two things. The advanced recruitment banners, which is what we're going to call the new unit. The new unit comes out every 2 weeks. Now, you don't have to summon for those new units, but when one finally shows up, that's either a limited, a collab, or let's say in this case of anniversary, potentially a pilgrim, which are the rarest manufacturers in the game, companies in the game, you'll probably be pulling for those. So high quality units that really do something well for your account, limiteds, or just overall beasts of characters, you'll be pulling on those the majority of the time. Now, there's going to be times where there's going to be that really hot character that you just want because you want it. That's fine. But as you pull on that, every unit that is not limited or a collab is available in that banner. So, while you might be disappointed that you didn't get the said new waifu of the game, you at least walked away with maybe something of value. Maybe you got Noir and Blanc, two very good units in the game. But to you, that may not be that great because it wasn't what you're looking for. Well, because you're a new player, you didn't realize you stumbled across one of the best burst 2 and 3 combinations in the game. Maybe you summoned across a Pilgrim. Well, at first it doesn't look like it's a lot, but then you realize it's a burst 2. It's one of the only 2 burst 2s in the game currently, and you realize, wow, okay, well I've got this burst 2 named Noah. Well, now all you need is Dorothy or Rapunzel, and you're going to be able to 1, 2, and 3 burst, because there are many, many, many more burst 3 pilgrims than there are burst 1s and 2s. So, as I got more into the game and realized, oh, it's not about pulling the unit on the banner, it's about knowing when to pull. Because eventually, you're going to collect them through many other means. There are crystals in the game that will give you specific company-based units. So for the manufacturers, you could potentially get one of 4 different manufacturers. There's 5 if you count the Collabs, abnormals. You have a chance to get them through there. You have chances to get them through your other summon, which is the normal recruitment, which you can choose up to 15 units. That's right, 15 units you put on banner, and you have complete and total control who shows up on that outside of collabs and limiteds. And then the pilgrims. So every pilgrim is in that banner, plus the 15 you pick. That's a pretty awesome way to guarantee units. Now, you can use that system one of 2 ways. Option number 1 is you play Waifu Collector, or option number 2, you play I want to dupe these units. I suggest a little of both. I would suggest at least making sure that your hardcore of the game would go into those, because that's what you'll want to make sure you're always pulling for those. The rest of those units are definitely I can play collector, which is where I'm at in a certain few slots of each one of my company's recruitments. I'm using it as, let me just make sure I get the units I didn't pull for, because that's the cool thing. At some point, you will collect them all, and I'm nearly there after a year. So, but yes, is this free-to-play friendly? In the long term, yes. You just have a little bit longer grind than the person who is spending. And I will tell you that there are, for the people who do lightly spend, there's actually some great deals in this that doesn't feel like you're getting robbed blind. Because there's nothing worse than logging into Raid Shadow Legends and going, wow, I'm hit with 5 $50 packs within the first 10 seconds of me playing. I don't think you value me as a customer. You value my wallet, not my time playing the game. So yes, in that sense, this is very much free-to-play friendly, because there is at least a few very good options for very little money, and you get some good value along the way. So there are options for light spenders, and of course, for the sugar daddies or anybody who likes to go deep because they can, well, there's the entire shop for you people. We didn't have to talk about you because you were going to buy out the shop regardless. So, Nikkei going into 2024, I think it's got a great projection heading forward into year 2. as long as they keep up the trajectory with where they're going with the story is phenomenal, and it feels near infiniteless in where they can go with it based off of what I know. Because it seems like there's always a new story to be told because there's always a new Nikke around that can help benefit a story, change the direction. It's limitless. Sure, you'll hit a big bad eventually, and well, like all things, you'll defeat said big bad at some point, but we're basically dealing with sci-fi robotic females. There'll always be a bigger bad because technology, right? Terminator. They keep multiplying. So, yeah, totally, 100% plausible that this can be an indefinite story, and as long as the writers stay on it, I think we are in a very good traction for that. So, going into 2024, yeah, get ready for a wild ride. I'm very excited to see how they're going to reapproach a couple different things. Take note, we've had 2 collabs in 2023. Earlier this year, I believe it was around March, we had the collab for Chainsaw Man. 2 pretty decent units, but to me, I think the Nier units absolutely eclipsed them. So we are just finishing up the Nier collab now. We had 4 major side stories. We had the Overzone for Dorothy's side story. Top notch. Modernia's, I wasn't playing, but I heard there was a lot of good things about Modernia's side story. Then we had See You Again, or we had the Summer Vacation side story, and then we had the See You Again side story. Another 2 very good ones. I'm expecting Anniversary to be another grand slam of a side story. So let's see if they can do this in 2024 going forward and make even more of those side stories. I would love to see how they're going to rerun collabs, because that's something everybody wants to know. Are they forever gone? Let me put it this way. With how much money I think Nier just made them, I think they're coming back. Chainsaw Man probably too, because it was a pretty cool idea. Why not do it again? But I would like to see, who else are they going to bring in? They've done a pretty decent job at integrating the IPs that don't kind of... let's be real. Nier uses swords, but they did a pretty good job of making it work. So let's see who else they can bring in here. What other IPs benefit the Nikke game design? Did I mention the plot? Just in case we forgot the plot, the reason why you're wanting to play this game? Yeah. I hope for a lot more of that. A lot more physics, because we like physics around here, right, chat? Yeah. We definitely like that. So, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Hopefully some of you decide to join. I will eventually be making a few other videos along the way that are going to help you out as a beginner. I'll try to do a basic beginner's guide and a kind of what to do during your daily routine. And I might do one more, little more advanced of things to think about as you start playing the game to help you progress a little bit faster, of things I wish I knew when I started the game. So you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one.